Hey guys, in this video we're going to be doing a Twilight luxury photo editing session, so let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, I copied the photos to this particular file. What's in it is just the raw images from the Sony camera. So we're going to shrink those down. These are compressed raw images. They're massive, 61 megabits. The images are 60 megabits is the size. Megapixels is 60 megapixel camera, the A7R4. So let's shrink these down to 20 megapixels. This is appropriate for this particular customer. Now, if you're shooting photos for a billboard or something, you may want to consider keeping them bigger than that, but 60 megapixels is overkill in most scenarios. All right, so save a new location. All right, let's go to desktop, 5, and then I'm gonna create a new folder called DNGs because that's what we're creating. DNGs, and select. I got it 20 megapixels, so we're just gonna let it do its thing. So we actually did daytime luxury photos of this property as well. These are just the Twilights. So hopefully this process should be a little bit faster. I think most of these were single exposure. I think the lighting was pretty good for the most part in this home. All right, so let's just let this thing finish. Then we'll import them here into Lightroom. Yep, it's finished, so quit. Import. Let's find the source. So it's 5 and DNGs. 1 by 1, import it with just lens correction. That's right, import. All right, so for these shots, really just focusing on the best of the home. I think I reshot some of these rooms that were unimportant that I probably shouldn't have reshot at Twilight. But I won't edit them. Or maybe I will. Just won't spend much time on them. All right, so it's building the previews now. Now we have 70 images. Now it's kind of your call. If you plan on editing more than half or more than 35 or half of them, then you probably want to add them all to your quick collection and just remove the ones that you don't plan on editing. In this case, I'm going to add the ones that I think I'm going to edit here. Now, some of these, they looked excellent during the daytime edit, so I'm not going to edit every single one. But I don't want to just edit the exteriors. What I'm looking for are ones that are, you know, that it gives it something different at this time of day. The lighting's different. Maybe the views are a little bit different, I think. So I'm just going to be pretty selective on which ones I actually edit. Now let me make these thumbnails slightly bigger. So I think I like this one. This one, I mean, we already got a very similar one and we already brought in lighting from out there, so I think that's good. We're good on that one. This one we have the subtle lighting. Let's go ahead and edit that one. This one I'm not a huge fan of. You see all of the shadows. I don't know if that was from my flash or from something else. Let's go ahead and add these. All right, I like the window in the laundry room. Looks good. I'm not so sure about this. I think a lot of these might have turned out a little bit nicer during the day. Now that I think about it, one thing that I didn't do on the last ones are do the screen replacements, but I've done several videos on that throughout. I'll do the screen replacements in this video though. All right. Yeah, I just think the reflection is kind of too much. I like the fire here. I like the color. I think that looks good. I think this one looks good. I was fine-tuning the flash here. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so it's not a matter of let's just reshoot the home twice during the day. You know, we just, for the most part, people usually like Twilight for the exteriors. So I'll focus on that and then add the interiors that I think look different or add value. I don't know why I took two of these. These ones I'm not going to worry about. I'll do this one. All right, now these outside shots, I think I was fine-tuning my flash. This is kind of bright. I prefer them a little bit, you know, where it doesn't look too flash, you know. You don't need a whole lot of flash to bring out a lot in these Sony RAW images. This one I was concerned about making this side so bright, but we can always just reduce the exposure here. All right, let's go with this one. Less flash, I think, is better. Which one of these turned out good? I think I like that one. That one was clearly too much power, not enough power. I'm gonna go with this one. Then over here I moved, that cactus was in the way. Let's go with that one. I think these ones are gonna turn out the best. In my opinion, we'll see. That one's kind of bright. I might even try this one. I think the flash was just really low level, but sometimes those ones turn out. All right, let's take this one, the subtle lighting, and same thing here. All right, so we got a total of 30 images, 30 potentials, right? We're not gonna be doing all of these. Mostly just the main money shots that are different. From the daytime ones. All right, let's just start here. All right. So profile straight auto, I'll work with these. Ooh, yeah. Man, I really just like how some of these just turn out. They look really great. I just like the look, you know, at that time of day. Single exposure, flash, as long as there's not a whole bunch of, you're not creating a whole bunch of shadows, just looks great. Oh, I just copied and pasted. That actually doesn't look too bad. Let's bring it down a little bit. And I could tell the color temperature is different back here. These lights are different colors than this. You can see the impact over here. This might have been my flash. It was significantly cooler. So what I'm gonna do is take the temp brush. 40 is probably too much. Let's do maybe 20. Make it bigger and just kind of, you know, reduce that blue look. I like that. That looks good. Now let's, yeah, I got the highlights down. Maybe the whites. Nah, I think it was good where it's at. All right, let's copy this. Not the local adjustments and just paste. Same kind of deal. Looks very blue. Let's bring it and then do the temp brush just over here. That's probably a little bit too much. We can bring it down. That looks pretty good. All right, I wonder what pasting looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's bring up the white balance a little bit. Just a little bit. Should we bring up the shadows on On the appliances, they are black and dark, so probably not too much. We don't want to overdo it, and that looks great. Let's see how this one looks. White balance is different here. Let's hit the cabinets. Like that blue look outside. That looks great. Yeah, this laundry room shot definitely looks better at night. All right, let's copy the kitchen. So that's why going from room to room, you know, the white balance definitely does change. It's really dark back here. They should see they were missing a fixture. It's really, really dark. I can see my camera. There's not much reflection. I mean, this is one of those shots that I'm not like, oh my gosh, this looks so much better. So I'm half tempted just to get rid of it. We could bring up the exposure just back here in this area. It's very warm. We could bring down, you know, we can mess with it just to make it look decent, but I don't know. Yeah. I'm on the fence if we should leave it in here or not. Whatever, I guess I'll just leave it. Get rid of that camera. Man, that looks bad. All right, let's do clone. Nope. All right, that looks better. All right, let's paste here. That looks good. I'm not a huge fan of this crazy reflection. That's kind of time of day, so I'll leave it in there. A little bit warm in here. And it's kind of too bright right here. That looks better. It looked really blown out before, but I think making that adjustment made it look better. All right, let's copy this. No local adjustments. I think I already edited this picture, or did I just shoot it at a different time? Yeah, it was just a different time. Do I really like this picture enough to give it to him twice, or do I like this picture better than the other one? That's the question, I guess. Let's try this book from white balance. That looks pretty good. It's a little bit too warm. I probably like this one better. I think it looks more natural. I'll get rid of that one. All right, let me just start with auto and just fine tune this one manually. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. We'll hopefully not forget the screen replacements. All right, let's start with auto. From room to room, it really can be drastic. You know, we have different lighting here and here. Let me see this blue luminance out here. It's almost like the hue is like, I would like it more blue. I guess we can undo that. We can try to saturate the blue. It doesn't look like there's too much blue in the inside. So we can make that more blue. It's making this a little bit cooler, but we can compensate for that. Whoops, we're making it cooler here. We want it warmer. All right, that looks better. Same room, I usually copy and paste. To start, save a little time. Looks kind of blue right here from that lamp. So we'll take this temp brush, warm it up. Just a little bit right there. I think that looks good. All right, let's move on. I don't think the lighting's the same in here, so I'm gonna start from scratch here. We got a decent amount of shots in here, so. All right, bring up the exposure. White balance is a little bit off. Let's see if this tub is right. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks sharp. Do we want it a little bit more crisp with a boost a little bit of clarity? I think that looks good. All right. I'm pretty straight, but let me all right, that looks good. Paste. Looks good. All right, that looks like it's a little bit, I'm pointing down. Let's see how, if that adjusts it. Yep. Did make the correct adjustment. Different bathroom, different lighting. Now let's set white balance. That looks good. All right, now we're outside. I'll go ahead and start with auto. Now this is pretty early. I usually don't like the Twilights looking this bright. I think I was kind of faking it. You can kind of fake it with your exposure value at the property. Let's just darken it down here at the bottom a little bit. And the blue tone in the sky just doesn't look Twilight to me. So this is one where I'll adjust luminance just to, you know, you kind of fake it to look a little bit darker there. And then I'm also gonna grab the exposure brush and we're gonna boost over here. Over in these bushes here. On this side, it just looks kind of dark over here. Add a little bit. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see if copying and paste, if that's the same lighting that we had here. I'll boost it a little bit. No, I think it looked better without it. Let's try to align this. Nope. I don't know. It might have looked better. It's hard to tell, but yeah, I think it looks better with it aligned on this one. All right. I'm trying to keep the house kind of centered. Do a little crop. I think that looks pretty good. Could use a little bit of light back here. And that hue in the sky looks different, or it didn't paste. Actually, it did paste. All right, that's too much. You can boost saturation. That's another way to manipulate the sky color. Yeah, I think that looks good. But if you have a lot of blue things in the picture, it won't look so hot. All right, this one off. Man, this one looks terrible on the I just don't like this picture. Let me see if I got it again over here. Yeah, let me try to edit this one. If this one turns out decent, then I'm not even gonna worry about that other one. Yeah, these ones look better, a little bit darker. Look, you can see the stars in the sky too. Yeah, and I still got decent. Oh yeah, this looks better than those earlier ones. I guess I'll start from the end here. I'm gonna bring down the exposure a little bit. That's a little much. Let's do half. Just a little bit. Just so it doesn't look so lit. All right, let's copy this. Let's work backwards. Yeah, I really like how that sky looks. We're gonna do the same thing. Cruise down the exposure brush here. This one, we're gonna hit done, and then I'm gonna boost all back here. There's like no light. Let's go. All right. We can boost it a little bit. I think it could be a little warmer as well. Just the overall image. Just a little bit. That looks all right. Should we boost shadows a little? I don't know. Yeah, a little bit vibrance. If we want to add a little bit up to the green, you can do saturation. Click on this tool, click on a cactus, and then move up. Just add a little bit of color to the image. All right, let's go. Here in the middle, this is very dark. I think I was testing, right? Didn't I have another shot here? Let's paste here and just kind of pick which one we think is easier to work with. So we got that one. We got this one. Probably like that one better. Let's get rid of this one. Let's go for cooling down the sidewalk a little bit, maybe even a little bit more. I think this one's a little warm. Just bring down that temperature a little bit. That looks pretty good to me. All right, let's copy. Let's do the transform adjustment. I don't think. Let's see how. Nope. A lot of times it just doesn't do so hot on the outside. All right, let's see how this one looks. This one. You can see all the different lighting scenarios. You can see, outside we're like tungsten. Over here, they're tungsten in the house, but those lamps were fluorescent. Fluorescent towards the back of the kitchen. It really is, you can really see it now. You probably couldn't tell too much. That's one thing that I always look at when I go into a house. And yeah, let's see how the transform works on this one. I'm not gonna get my hopes up because it hasn't been working so hot. No, I think I'll just do a little bit of vertical adjustment and some crop in. Bring it in, get the white out. And then it's really bright down here, so I'm gonna bring that down. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Let's copy that. We're still in the backyard. This is gonna look really bright because that other, this one actually looks pretty good. I like how this one turned out. I like how the sky, the lighting. The only thing I really don't like is the lighting on the inside of the house, how it's inconsistent. I wouldn't mind it one way or the other, but it just looks inconsistent. All right, we'll leave that. Paste here. Ooh, this looks good. Like how that looks. Exposure brush down here. That looks great. This is probably one of my favorite ones in the backyard. I just like how the lighting turned out. This one, I can already tell you, probably not one of my favorites. Just from the preview. Honestly, not bad. Let's see if vibrance. That sky is very, very bright, but that's all right. Let's try to paste and see what this does. Oh, not bad. This looks pretty usable as is. Let's bring down the exposure here on this wall since we kind of almost blew it out. Hold on, this was the one that I was like, I'm not a huge fan of. Now, we usually will give bonus shots. I like shooting exteriors like twice usually. The backyard at least once, the front at least twice usually. I don't really like these first ones, you know. I like the color of how vibrant the sky looks. So I'm just gonna get rid of these ones. All right, so let's shrink down the thumbnails. And all right, so we're gonna start with the front. Move that here. We got the back. Oh, okay, this one's the front entry. We'll leave this one last. We'll start off with the backyard with some of these nice ones and show that. All right, then on the inside, this one's kind of out of place. We'll put this one over here. So we'll do main areas so we can see the front door right here. Main areas. Then we got kitchen. Laundry room we'll put here at the end. Kitchen, master, and then the bathroom, then that room, the secondary bathroom, and then we're in the backyard. All right, I think the order looks good. Now I'm not gonna forget to do screen replacements here. I don't think there was too many. Here's 1, 2. Was there one in the master? There wasn't. It looks like just 2. Now what I'm gonna put in there is a picture of the home that I like the best, you know? I'm gonna do this one. Let's do a create a virtual copy, and we'll move it here to the end. And now I'm going to go to develop. We're gonna change the aspect ratio to 16:9, which is what television screens usually are. Now I'm gonna, reset it up however I want. All right, and then from here, we're gonna export this image. And I'm gonna use this for my sky replacements. So let's say screen. Screen 3, and I'm gonna put this, let's choose. I'll just put it in my downloads folder. All right, that's good. All right, let's go back. Library, here's one. Let's open this in Photoshop. I got my screen right here, so I'm ready to go once this thing loads up. All right, so let's drop the screen on here. Let's change the sizing. Let's go 10%. Move it into the screen. Now I'm gonna Command plus, zoom in. Let me come over here, grab it, click, hold down Command and move it to the edge of the screen. Click, hold it down to the edge of the screen. And then here we have to kind of guess where it is. And then we'll do the same here. All right. Let's go up maybe a little bit. All right, that's good. Press enter. Now we're going to change our blending mode to screen. I'm not the biggest fan of that blending mode for that screen right now. It looks too light. So what I'm gonna do is go to normal. Another way to adjust it is just opacity. Let's just bring down opacity like that. I think that looks good. All right, let's save it. Go back to Lightroom. We'll work on the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one, hit B. Here's the other one. Photoshop. Let me drop the screen in. I think I did not do it right. All right, drop the screen in. Let's just change it to 10%. You can also grab an edge if you want to. 10% will work here. Command plus plus, zoom in, click, hold down Command and move it to the edge. Click, hold down Command, hold it to the edge. Let me see. This is a fake TV actually. This was staged. That looks about right there. Now let's see if screen works. I think it's gonna do the same thing as before. Yeah, let's do normal and just change opacity on this one. All right, that looks pretty good. Save. All right, so let's get rid of this. B, let's zoom in. Just looking for consistency. Got a nice little picture of the property. Colors look consistent. Don't look like I missed anything. And yeah, these look ready to go. So we did 26 images, Command A. I think we were closer to 50 during the daytime. So definitely added an element to this home by shooting at Twilight. So let's go ahead and export. Let's choose a folder. Now we're gonna go desktop, 5. Let's create a new folder called finished. And choose, we'll put, all right, we're gonna do regular, so this one is gonna be called Scottsdale. We're not gonna put in that subfolder yet. We're gonna resize it to our MLS version right here. Hit export, and then I'm gonna export a full res version as well. I like to put that in a subfolder called full res with photos in it, and then we're just gonna uncheck resize. It's gonna save it in full res. All right, so I'm pretty happy how this Twilight luxury editing session went. Obviously this is a smaller home. I think this home was about 2,000 square feet. So depending on the size, the number of photos you have will vary. I think on this particular home we got out a little bit late. Man, I love how that sky looks, that blue. That's like perfect lighting, and I like how the flash looks in most of these shots. This one, you know, you can see a little bit of shadow or something there, but it's not too distracting to me, so I didn't really mess with it. So anyways, that's gonna do it for this editing session on this Twilight luxury photos. If you guys have any additional questions, feel free to reach out, and we will see you guys on the next one.